What up, Gacha YouTube? This is Gacha J, your home for Gacha news analysis and reviews. It is the end of 2020, and I think we owe 2020 a lot of thanks for the gachas that it brought us this year. Thank you, 2020. That thank you is the best I can offer you. Seriously, that's literally all you deserve. Let's jump right into our top 10 finalists and crown a gacha game of the year.
Number 10.
어서 오시구려, 로드. 예, 로드. 제게 맡겨주십시오. 미아이, 로드를 뵙니다. 로드께서 차별이 없는 세상을 만들어주시라 믿습니다. 가라.
At number 10, we have Lord of Heroes. Lord of Heroes is a very fun JRPG game. I really enjoyed the design decisions that they took, that they didn't focus on making lewd waifus, but instead made deeper cosmetic experiences, more robust character designs. The graphics in this game are superb. The storytelling was pretty well done. I really enjoyed the animations. It definitely had issues that it did not come to emulator. It was a gear gacha, and a lot of the characters that you actually wanted to have on your team were locked behind an actual paywall of like 50 to 60 bucks. Overall, Lord of Heroes had its issues on the monetization and progression side of the game that kept it from being the game that it really could have been.
Number 9.
Number 9 is Exos Heroes. Man, when this game came out for the first 2 months, Exos Heroes looked like a surefire top 3 candidate, maybe as high as number 2 if they continue down the path to win. And then Line Games decided to sabotage their IP and destroy everything that they built by bringing in the most whale tactics I've really seen in many games that started out so free to play friendly. It got absolutely absurd. The power creep jumped off the chart astronomically. They intentionally put walls in the game that forced people to pay, only to crash the walls to release new content that came with its own new walls. Guys, Exos Heroes is an amazing game with a terrible, terrible publisher.
Number 8.
Number 8 is Goddess of Genesis S. Now, a lot of people actually like to hate on this game, but in all honesty, it is only so low because it is rather generic. It does everything that it does generically very well. Goddess of Genesis S brings very, very little new things to the gacha industry, but the animations that they have, the story that they tell, the character designs that they have, the progression system that they had, all of it was actually rather above average. The only thing that they were really lacking was a very good monetization strategy and a hook. The game didn't have anything that hooked you to the gameplay itself. But other than that, if you were just looking for a traditional JRPG, if you're just looking to have some fun, if you're looking to have a lot of content to explore, Goddess of Genesis S was really that way.
Number 7.
私自身を幾度繰り返そうともなれないのはきっと罪悪感を感じているからだ。
At number 7, we have Cinewalla. Cinewalla is probably the most interesting game on this list. I'm gonna be honest, guys, this game is not for me. Those stupid little gacha dolls scare the mess out of me. But all in all, you cannot deny that Cinewalla really captivated a very specific niche in the audience. And honestly, their guild battle system is amazing. I think it being a gear gacha and people really feeling limited by the content scope that they pushed forward really kept Cinewalla from being everything that it could have been. But overall, a pretty decent game, and I really understand why they captured the niche that they did so effectively.
Number 6.
War of the Visions Brave Exvius. Final Fantasy does it yet again, bringing their great IP to life in ways that captivate their audience, and with new storytelling. War of the Visions Brave Exvius is everything you would probably think it would be just by looking at the gameplay itself, and that's a redeeming quality. This is a pretty solid game, I will give it that, and it has definitely captured the Asiatic market.
Number 5.
Number 5 is Illusion Connect. Illusion Connect is a very, very fun and great game. I had a ton of fun going through it, though I will admit that a lot of the decisions that Super Prism has made in terms of progression and monetization have really backfired, in my opinion, on the progression of the game itself. But they still have a very dedicated hardcore audience that is really enjoying the content that they are pushing forward. So overall, Illusion Connect, very, very solid game. Slotting in at number 5, that was well earned.
Number 4.
At number 4, we have Arknights. Now, I was really torn for Arknights between 4 and 3. I will give it that. So if you're like, oh, but it's definitely better than number 3, you may be able to convince me. I'm going to be honest with you. Arknights is a tower defense game that brings a lot of strategy to the table. It is very, very fun. People really say they like the story behind it, but in all honesty, I didn't understand the story for the first few chapters, and a lot of people seem to be complaining about the writing decisions that they are making later on. But nonetheless, Arknights continues to captivate its audience, and for very good reasons. The gameplay is amazing, and they really know how to make a lot of the units they have unique. The biggest knocks I have on it is that the pity system is pretty awful when they do decide to put pity into place, but it has the redeeming quality of you don't actually need every unit in the game, so there's that. Overall, Arknights is definitely a game worth considering if you like tower defense at all, and it is a gacha that will be here for a very, very long time.
Number 3.
At number 3 is 7 Deadly Sins. Why on earth is this here? It's an anime adaptation. All anime adaptations suck, except for this one. There are a couple anime adaptations that I think were done pretty well, and I think 7 Deadly Sins is definitely there. I am not a fan of the anime itself, and honestly, a lot of the design decisions that the anime took with the characters, I'm looking at you, waifus, have kept me away from enjoying this game to its fullest, but I fully understand that the live PvP people really seem to enjoy. People really enjoy the graphics that it brings to the table. They really like the anime itself, and the game does the anime justice. Overall, 7 Deadly Sins is a strong game with a very strong IP backing, and that's the only reason, the IP, I believe, that separates 7 Deadly Sins from Arknights. I mean, we are cutting hairs here at the top. All of these are A-tier games. The top 5 of this year are all A or S tier games. It's a really good year for gachas.
Number 2.
At number 2, we have Guardian Tales. Guardian Tales is by far one of my favorite games ever released in this industry. It is so charming. It is so witty. It is so funny. It really makes you feel like you're understood as a gamer. Its live action combat is really fun. The PvP system, though limited by 2 hours a day, is also very fun. The Coliseum, the towers, and they keep making the game better. There have been next to zero decisions that I felt like Kakao Group have made regarding this game that actually negatively impact the game. Just about literally every change which they bring about very, very often has drastically improved the quality of life and content cycle of this game. And each chapter that they release is seemingly amazing. Now that they're going into season 2 of 2021, I am really, really excited to see what Kakao Group has in the future for this game. So congratulations, Guardian Tales. Here is your trophy. You can send a representative to my house to come pick it up.
Number 1.
And at number 1 is Genshin Impact. If you have seen my tier list, you understand that I actually have Guardian Tales rated as a better game than Genshin Impact. But you cannot deny that Genshin Impact is the game of the year for the gacha industry. It has changed the landscape of what people think is possible with a gacha for the foreseeable future. And it's a really good game. Now, you know that the reason that it's behind Guardian Tales is the monetization strategies that the game has. It's abysmal. I'll give it that. I do not like the way that they monetize this game. There are a lot of quality of life improvements that I want to see on it, but this game is going to keep having me come back to it year after year as it releases new chapters. The story that they're telling is super fun. The exploration that they provide for is super fun. A lot of the main story quests, super fun. All in all, this game gives exactly what you want to be nicknamed Breath of the Waifu. Very, very strong game, making hand over fist money. It is mainstream relevant, and I am excited to see the future of this game. And kudos to you, Genshin Impact. You have won this industry's exclusive award, the Headless Bobblehead, that I won for winning Fantasy Baseball like 5 years ago. You can send a representative to come pick this up. All All right, guys, let's get back to hating 2020, shall we?